Hey guys, XJ9's here, and today's going to be the patch 12.23 notes and the changes ranked 2023. In ranked, just very big changes. I'll go over that quickly before the patch notes. But before I even get into anything, one thing I kind of want to say is like kind of randomly because it's on my mind, but I don't think anyone even pays attention to it. But I just want to say it is on Twitter. I said something like, "Oh, I'm annoyed at developers for like." How do these little things get through? And that was mostly about League because one thing I do know, spoilers, is that I think double camping the blue and Gromp is possible again right now. I'm not quite sure, but I believe so. I haven't tested it, but I'm not sure about other camps. I think other camps it's kind of like a whatever thing, or you like maybe can weaken it or something like the like Red and Krugs. But Blue and Grump is the most obvious thing they should ever test, and I think it is possible, which is kind of weird because it's like they should definitely fix that if it's not intended. I don't know. Like I don't really care. I'm more of a fan of not of getting rid of double leash just because I do agree that it's kind of like a hard thing to balance when it's like I'm surprised they don't just make something where it's like the main target that has the most less XP is their main target, and if another jungle camp is aggroed onto you, it will like reset or something extremely fast. So like even if you pull two things, but blue's half HP and Gromp's 80%, it'll reset Gromp because it's like, hey, what are you doing? You can only focus one camp at a time. Like, why don't they ever do something like that? I don't know. But for example, it's kind of funny because on Dofus they have a new class, right? I know I'm getting off topic, but I don't really care. But on Dofus they have a new class. It's the Forge Lance. They're pretty fun, pretty cool. They look nice, but they're actually extremely overpowered because everything they do is 2 or 3 AP, which is kind of crazy with like no cooldown at all. The only things that have cooldown are their utility spells, but the thing is that even their damaging spells are utility spells. So yeah, those need a nerf. But I don't really care. But like, I wasn't talking about because like that's just something on my mind. People don't probably don't know that, but that tweet wasn't even towards Dofus. It was towards League of Legends, mostly in like other games. How like I just don't like how incompetent, I'll be honest, like some developers are. It's just like, hey, we're trying to make double camping not a thing. Oh, we're gonna increase the ranges. Oh, but we're not gonna like test it thoroughly and make sure you can't double camp. It's just like I don't get it. Um, I might even be stupid right now, and maybe it's like so niche or like so impossibly hard to do. Maybe I'm just baited or something. I don't know. But regardless, I don't know. It shouldn't be a thing to begin with, even if it's like super hard or niche. Um, what do I call it? But yeah, and Dofus, I think Dofus is kind of a very sandboxy game, honestly. Like, if a class is overpowered, like a new class, I have faith that Dofus will fix it just because they've given me um, nothing but like good vibes. Like, oh, they're doing their best. Oh, they fix things actually quite fast. Oh, they make things quite fast. So I actually don't really care about that because if anything, just other broken combos in the game that are like that should bother me more. Like, but I don't really get bothered by it just because I view it as a very sandboxy game. It's like I'm not even too experienced in the game, so like maybe I'm just stupid if I think like something like Elio IOP doing the ability to one turn servitude is overpowered. Like, is it? I don't know. Maybe it requires skill to set up. I don't know. I My gut tells me I don't like that stuff. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, again, maybe it's just a technique for ball. I don't know. Um, I just get it. That's one thing that annoys me in Dofus is a lot of people just say we need X class when like other classes can do just fine. It's just you need a different strategy, but people try to do the same strategy with with different classes, which does not work, which is very irritating. And maybe they just need to shake the meta more honestly and just nerf other classes and buff slightly other classes to shake things up so people are more innovative or something. I don't know. Um, or just put more mechanics and bosses that prevent like cheeses that are, like one turn or something. I don't know. What else? Oh, I just want to say that the only things that Dofus that like I wouldn't say even say bothers me, but more like I think are issues are. I mean, you can always say bots, but I'm not gonna say bots. 'Cause bots is an issue in any game, like even League of Legends. But I would say I don't like how people can make 400 million in like 3 days of using nuggets, but hopefully that's going to be fixed with the next update to alliances. I just think that's really abusive because it's just like, why do what an average? It kind of just it discourages average players. Like, why am I playing as an average player, making like 600K to 1 million an hour, playing like 8 hours So it was say I did play 8 hours for 3 days, and made let's say I made 24 mil. That's the same guy can make like 400 million or like even like 100 million, and like in like a way that's like not even interactive. It's just abusing economy. I don't like perspectors actually. I really don't like them. I'm not a big fan of them. I don't like how they're designed at all. Maybe the new changes will make them less abusive, but I think they're very abusive because they're actually kind of part of the problem why people don't do bosses when you can just put a perspective in the boss area, and then people doing achievements get the resources for you, and then yeah. Um, and I think another thing I think that should be worked on is the ability to farm areas more like bosses and be more encouraging. Like I'll be honest, maybe they should just get rid of the whole achievement system, as in like keep the XP, keep the commas, but like why maybe only make it drop one of each resource or something, or even no resources. And I would probably just rework how boss dungeons work specifically, or at least only the boss, or I'd probably just do boss dungeons because like there's usually one unique mob in the bunch boss dungeon too, or or even I think just boss dungeons probably. I'm not sure, but maybe like for instance, let's say I go to war and I want like, or should I say war? I don't know. War has every boss has usually like one very expensive resource, but it's usually like a 10, or like 4 to like 60% drop rate depends. But you can only get one of them. So even if it's like a 60% drop rate, you can only get one of them, and it's like the drop rate increases with more players, so you can get a 100% chance with like a max group of players. But I feel like maybe they should start encouraging people to go with groups of two, groups of four, and maybe the boss should just drop a set of 4 or 8 resources max. So if you go with a group of 8, uh, maybe it just a random 4 people get 4 loot. Maybe if you go with, or maybe they just all get one. And if you go with a group of 2, maybe they can get 3 or 4. Maybe not even make it strict like that. Maybe make it so the less people you have, the more double rolls you have. So for instance, let's say okay, I go to war. There's a say a 60% drop. Okay, I got that. But even if I didn't get, let's say I got that. Okay, let's say I got that, and then maybe there's like because I didn't do go we did duo. It's you get like a 10% chance to get this, a 20% 10% chance increased chance to get a double drop, then like a 30 like it rolls like four or 3 additional times at like maybe like at like varying percentages to like get like an additional loot. So like maybe you get like 3 or 4 of the item instead of just one every time, which is interesting. I don't know. I feel like they should encourage people to do dungeons more because like it's a pain. The biggest pain in the ass is that people will only go to the dungeon to do the achievement. Like you might even like the dungeon a lot, but it's kind of shit to do. Like there's art like that's why like it's kind of funny. One of my favorite things to do in the game actually is farming like Helmina, uh, Tazuki-san, um, any boss that has a soul that's good to farm, even something like I don't know his name. That weird Frygos place. But even a lot of bosses are like at least 200, 300K. Like when the bosses where you can soul, like I think even Frygos 3 things such as like the bear, the honey bear guy, the weird imp ogre guy at the island. These things you can sell for 200, 300K, so it's like really good money. Like I like being able to like repeat it like 3 or 5 times a day, just because I feel like doing it, instead of like let's say I want to go do 4-man war, and it's just like the dungeon takes such a long time, and the max I'm gonna get is 30K, and you can't even soul them. I don't think so. It's just like why would I do that? I really feel like those are like the 3 big things. That was a big third thing, but those are the 3 big things that I think could need to be honestly. I'm not sure if needs a strong word, but I feel that should be improved. Especially that I honestly because everyone just wants a farm dungeon. Like I just love repeating like dungeon. I love doing something I like doing and being rewarded for it. And like I would love to farm high level bosses in Dofus, right? But it's like yeah, some of it is a shit to farm, and I'll be honest, and a lot of the consequence can even be because people only farm it for achievements. So let's say an item that's a 60% drop rate, it's only 30k because of achievements. Because when you do an achievement, you get 10 of them. But if say the achievement didn't exist, right? Oh, how much would it be? Maybe it'd be I don't know 120k. The one expensive drop is that the eternal conflict in the game. I think his resource is 180k. I think it's like a 20 or 30% drop rate. But that's the thing. It's like it's actually I hear it's a very hard dungeon in terms of the boss. Maybe not if you have a very optimized 2 or 4 man team. Like maybe you can do it like under 20 minutes. Maybe it's a big maybe. I'm not sure. I don't have experience in the dungeon. But even then, it's like it's only a 20-30% chance to get it. So it's like and even if you have idols, like it's not even guaranteed. So again, I feel like they should do something where like you can maybe get multiples of the drop, and it increases like how many you can get and the chance to get with the less people you go. But like up like I would probably do something where like solo it isn't encouraged to solo. Like the lowest highest rate you can get is duo, right? So if I go solo, okay, I have 3 additional rolls. But if I go duo, we both have 3 additional rolls. So it's encouraging to at least duo with someone, not just go solo. And from there on, like say we go 4 men, everyone has maybe 2 additional rolls, but like a lower chance than uh like duos like let's say with duo it was like 50, 60, 70% additional a chance to get that second, third, fourth drop. And then in 4 man it would be something like uh like say like just 20, 30 for each player. I feel like something like that would be a really good idea. Like I just kind of popped in my head. I don't know if that's even been a thing before, but I like the idea a lot. So I kind of hope they do that. I don't even know what I'm saying here. I'm sorry. I actually really want to get that away. I don't care. Don't, bro. I'm not joking. No one watches this shit, so I don't give a shit. Like you know who watches this? People who even know me. People don't watch this because XJ9's, you're so smart or good at the game, or I don't know. Like they don't give a shit, so I don't care. This is just my video, guys. I won't even get to take a sip of this drink. Yeah. But yeah. Those are just the thing. Yeah, but yeah, that's yeah. I remember everything. So let's go to league. Changes to ranked in 2023. Um, so first big change is that let me performance mode that. Oh, I will leave that off. Whatever. Um, there will be 2 splits, one at the beginning of the year, and then split 2 in the middle of the year instead of 4 splits. We changed promotion series to from a best of 5 to a best of 3, and we're removing visible rank influence from your matches. Visible rank influence from your matches is such a huge change. It used to not be like that. I think this happened because of light before. And I think they were maybe beta testing this when they said that they made visible rank. Oh, that's the heat. I was wondering what that sound was. Sorry, I thought that was a shower going on. They made it so visible rank did not influence games as much, and some people didn't think it did anything, but I think they were testing it, and I think it actually did have impact in a good way. So now they're just removing it entirely. So that's great. I'm great. I'm glad that they're only doing MR. So now, if you have a Diamond 4 player and let's say you're a Masters player, they'll be surprised. Don't say why is a Diamond 4 in my game. It does not matter if he's Diamond 4. His MMR is very high, so that's why he's in your Masters game. You know what I mean? Again, should we even call it Masters game? We should. They should honestly just bring the MMR visible MMR back because I feel like because players do not know that MMR, they just say Masters game because like is it even a Masters game? Like no, because like for instance, like if say a Masters but I have Challenger MMR, I'm versing Challengers. It's not. You know what I mean? It's just like that Masters player isn't a Master, so you can't say like it's a Masters player. I feel like I don't know. They just bring it more back. Every like, bro. we gotta go back. We just gotta go back. Okay, like you can keep the divisions, just put MMR back. I don't know what the hell is so big deal about it. Honestly, I that's the one thing I miss putting in in titles and streams. I used to put like XJ9 2799 Elo or something like that. That was funny. I'm pretty sure like the highest MMR in the game is like something like 3,600 or something. Something high as hell right now. Um. So they're also buffing ranked rewards by adding more goodies. They call them, like hexa keys and stuff, and I'm supposing emotes. So because I think there's only like 4 or 5 rewards total, so it'll probably be like maybe like 10 or 15. And also rank skins will be available to all players as long as you played. Not just gold and above, but there will still be chromas for tiers like platinum, diamond, and gold. I guess I'm not sure if I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there'll be a gold. I'm not sure if they'll do a gold chroma now or like I'm not sure. I wonder if they're gonna do like if they're change the direction of the Victoria skin. It'll be regular, and then the gold's a chroma. I'm not sure. We'll see what they do about that. But that's what they're doing with that. How do I feel about that? Some people feel iffy about it. I think it's fine, just because the data's probably there where people just are either discouraged to play ranked because they can't get gold, or discouraged to play ranked because they don't want to lose gold. So that's fine. Um. So that's pretty much it. Overall, I think it's good. I don't know. Rank's looking really good, as in overall, in terms of systems, because a lot of people I see are losing their elo because they cannot dodge anymore to get inflated MMR because they do not belong in that MMR. So, um, with that, the previous change with with the MMR, where you can't dodge as easily, and now this where your MMR is the only thing that matters. I think we'll see less boosted gameplay, so that's good. Um, I'm not sure what else to say about that. I mean, it's very self-explanatory. Everyone knows how much I hate boosted players. You know how much I hate these people who act like they're good. I don't know. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Um, Aaron got updated. There is something to do with like, did they did I thought they increased the death timers. I mean, they just did something with Hearthstone. I don't know. I don't really care. Um, I I don't know. Someone said something. I don't care. Some people are stupid. Moss Stomper. So this is getting to the actual league balance patch after 18 minutes of pretty much. Tenacity buff duration was 3 seconds. That was 1.5 seconds. Tenacity type item. It was item additive with item tenacity. Now it's champion multiplicative with item tenacity. The buff duration means that when your shield pops, it would linger for 3 seconds. Now it will only linger for 1.5 seconds. I'm also assuming the slow resist would also linger, not just tenacity, which is like kind of a mistake on their end, because shouldn't it be saying tenacity and slow buff duration? Question mark. And also the tenacity type was if you had Merc Treads plus that guy that looks like he's breaking out a Chain's tenacity icon and Moss Stomper, you would have something like I think like 70% tenacity, which is like stupid. But now I think you'll have probably like 60% or something now, or maybe like 56%. So that's good. Dude, I'm not joking. They need to nerf the hell out of the precision tree. It's too OP. I hate Conquer as a stat check. It's such a boring rune. I don't mind press the attack actually. I hate Conquer. Press attack is fine. I hate Conquer. It's biggest stat check and snowball rune in the world where people can grossly misplay and then they get a infinite conquer the whole fight because they let you tag. They let they let the person attack them. Um, Triumph never was nerfed. Triumph heal. Everyone has more HP. Triumph heals missing HP, and they never nerf the item. They never nerf the rune, so it's just such a broken rune in general. The tenacity thing is so unfun in the correct games. It's like I miss the days where you could play. I really miss old league sometimes. Like not like oh I want old league back, but I miss when Like I just like because people misinterpret it. I miss when you can pick a champion like what's a champion I would play that has like something that's like the same. Um, I don't know. Let's say Kindred. This is a very obscure thing. Kindred, you go gank and you use your E and it slows them, right? And it's like, oh, they don't have Root Tread, so you're gonna. They built Ninja Tabbies like they should, and your slow lasted the duration you would expect. But now it's like, oh, it's a Yasuo mid, and like pretty much the majority, like, like, bro, like, I'm not gonna show. I don't care. But pretty much like a lot of Yasuo's mid take the tenacity rune, right? And it's just like all of a sudden that slow doesn't last as long as you expect it, so it's like it feels bad, and then it gets harder to like get a feel for the game slash champion you're playing because it's like some Yasuos might not take it, some might, and it's like, hey, maybe that's fine, right? But then here's the problem: you can't see whether or not they have it or not, unless you just somehow pay attention so well and you know the timing so well. Like this was reduced. This my CC what was is 1 second. It only lasted 0.9 seconds. They have that rune. Like bro, no one even does that. Like you can only notice it if you're playing like a champion like I don't know with a stun like maybe like Lux or something like oh they have it, or you just have to assume they have it. And I just feel like that's bad game design. It's a very stupid game design because it's like this is such a competitive game and you can't even see what your enemies have, which is like what the hell? I don't know. Like I don't know. Um, I feel if I was gonna do something stupid like in CS:GO. Can you see the enemy team's guns? I don't think you can. I don't really care. It's a different game. That's why it's a stupid thing to even say. I hate when people do that shit too. Um, but I'm just not a big fan. Like I feel like that tree needs to get a revamp. It's such a shit tree. As in like I think I really feel like the precision tree is a poorly designed tree. It's just because of like that those ruins. Even the mana on kill and mana on hit is a poorly designed thing in my opinion. Um, oh my back. Um, I just hate that tree because like literally every champion can take it like, and even if every champion doesn't take it, even if they take it, it's just such a solid tree that it does not matter. I just think it needs because it's like it's an offensive tree, but in the same time like because people complain about this with like Aatrox like it's like so a lot of people are waking up to how broken the tree is finally after like 3 years. They're like, oh, back in the day if you built AD and stuff like oh you would die, but nowadays people take Conquer, which is like a drain tank and AD, and on top of that, they get to have survivability from the tenacity on that tree. And it's like, is that really fair? I don't think so. Like, why isn't it the tenacity in the tank tree? Aren't tanks supposed to be able to get in there? Like, that's the thing that annoys me. It's like, bro, well, how come Amumu's most successful jungle page is press the precision tree with Conquer. Why is that a thing? Why isn't Umumu Jungle the best tree resolved? Isn't he a tank? Like, isn't it? I just think it's a flawed design. Like when so many tanks actually do better with like, or at least in jungle, because I know in lane Grasp is like love. Honestly, it's like one of the best runes, but like you can't do it in jungle. Like there's no jungle tank rune unless you count fleet footwork, but that's in the same tree. So it's like I just think it's such a flaw. I like they Riot teased the idea like, oh, we have more rune ideas, and like they never did them. It's just like there's like same thing with Zach. I think the same thing with Zach is where he just takes Conquer, and it's just like why are these tank champions that build tank building Conquer? And it's just like I just think it's stupid. They really need to like fix stuff. I don't know. Because they nerfed Aftershock so much that it's like you go in, and like the flaw about Aftershock is that you go in, you CC everyone, you gain armor and MR, and it's just like, okay, well they're CC'd, so why would they even be on you? They're gonna go on you after your Aftershock procs. They should probably do something where like I don't even think it works like this, but they should probably do something with Aftershock where when you go in with Aftershock and it procs, the duration goes up by like zero point 0.5 or zero point 0.4 seconds per champion hit after it blows up. So let's say, because some people do it like because this would prevent the cheesy shit where people just like use it for the early stats and easy trading. Like they wouldn't expect to change, but for those tanks that actually go in there, just Sejuani Q's in, Sack E's in, and bounces everywhere. Instead of him just dying instantly as soon as Aftershock procs, it should be like, oh, he was in there, he stayed in there, and he got the Aftershock proc, so now he gets that bonus 60 armor and MR for initial 1.2 seconds after it procs because he hit 3 champions. Like, why don't they do something like that? Like I'm not even fucking working for them. And I guarantee you I can come up with better ideas and fixture. I guarantee I can make the best season in league. If I was in charge, I guarantee I can make the best season in league in like under 3 months of work. Like I guarantee you I could. Like there's just so many issues with the game that I don't talk about them, but they're always in the back of my head. I talk about them sometimes, but like I don't talk about. It's not my job, and it's just like there's so many things they could easily fix. It's just like, bro, are these not innovative? Like they say they want to promote aggression, but then all they do is promote one shot. I don't know what the hell they promote. I don't know. I can talk for ages about this shit. Like I don't know. Like League used to not even be like this because again, like what I was talking about before, it's like I don't understand how there's so many problems in League. I don't understand it because to me they're not hard problems to solve. It's this Riot. They're always just like we can't fix it. We don't want to fix it in the simple way or just revert it or just go back to our grassroots or do add new mechanics where like like Divine Sunder, they could have easily fixed that item by making it do less percentage damage, but make the percentage damage go up to a cap based on bonus health. That is the most easiest fix of Divine Sunder. But what did happen? Instead, we had 2 years plus of Divine Sunder being broken. It's like, why? It just freaking irritates me. Like I do. I almost feel like crying because it's like it's it's like I just remember old League, right? And it's not me being nostalgic. It's just like, bro, there used to be so many different builds. I used to see so many different builds, and you could say, oh, people didn't know what to build, but bro, it doesn't freaking matter. People don't even know what to build now, so it doesn't even matter. But like when you see the same freaking items every game, Divine Sunder every game. You see like and he's driving his Hydra shit every game. You see Conquer every game. It's like, bro, how is this not a fucking issue? Like, how is it not an issue? How is this not like, bro? Our fucking game is dire. Why are tanks taking Conquer? Why is tenacity in the damage payment? What? How come tanks get only 10% tenacity and slow resist, and it can only get stronger if they're dying? But DPS dealers, oh, they get a flat 30% or 35%. I just don't get it. Like, I'm. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I'm sorry. I just think it's so funny. I'm not even laughing like I'm like upset. I'm actually like it's just like I'm sorry. it's, I'm laughing because Grace looks stupid. I hate Graves. I don't know. This is such a stupid thing. But I don't even know what I was talking about. Oh, yeah, but it's just dire when I see these like again Divine Sunder past 2 years and it's like, bro, it's not even rocket science and like they don't even nerf it correctly for like 4 times in a row. It's like I don't understand. Like I don't think they have a single item that's like that. Oh no, they have Leandri's. Leandri's is like that. I think Leandri's is a good designed item due to that new passive conceptually, where you deal more damage based on the bonus health of target. So like, yeah, you can build Leandries and it'll still do damage over time damage, but it's percentage max it's percentage HP damage, right? And they nerfed that, but they made it so that, oh, if you the more bonus HP that target has, then I think I'm not sure if it's then you. I think this is the bonus HP they have. It does more. Your I forget. Do your spells do more damage? I think your spells do up to 12% more damage or something. It's like I think that's a cool designed item. It punishes tanks. It's a good anti tank item. It's like we need more of that shit. Why was Divine Thunder never changed like that? Like you know, and again, like Divine Sunder was literally designed as an anti-tank item. If you go back to when these new items were made, like the first time they made mythic items, they literally have Divine Sunder is a new option for it's supposed to be an anti-tank item. And what happened? 2 years of everyone just building it blindly, and it's killing everyone in two procs. Like how is this not a design issue? Like these people have billions of dollars. I'm sorry, maybe they only have hundreds of millions of dollars, but regardless, they have millions of dollars and they can't fix issues and just piss off their player base. I just don't understand. Like, and that's what I'm talking about. It's just like back in the day, I just don't remember being annoyed by any balance change. Like the only thing that annoyed me back in the day was Lee. Lee was just annoying because he was so broken compared to like if you literally look back in the day, people will say Lee was balanced. Lee was balanced. Then if you go to I don't know when he was nerfed, but he was gutted pretty hard eventually. And if you go to that patch video or whatever, or like Reddit thread or something, everyone will say, "Yeah, he was really broken." Like it's like people were just lying the whole time to themselves. Like they all knew, but they didn't care. And it's just like, what are things that bother me? Things that bother me are things that are grossly overtuned compared to the other things in the game. Lee isn't even that big of an issue anymore. Why? Because there's other champions that do what he does, but better. But also, they're like easier to play. And Lee has also been made easier to play. Nilly's been made easier to play. Fun fact: I played Nilly a few days ago. I only played her once in my life. It was fair Nilly top, and I think I fed my ass off. I wasn't even playing her jungle because she wasn't a jungler back then. I just like the Pharaoh skin; looked very pretty. Um, when it was released. Fun fact: my girlfriend likes that skin, so that's kind of funny. We both like that skin. But yeah, I played her, bro. She's like weird as hell to play. Uh, at first I was spamming my keyboard, but I don't think you need to spam your keyboard as much. I think if you know your cooldowns, like internal cooldowns, like when you're in like cougar form and you know your human form cooldowns while you're in cougar form, I don't think you need to spam. Because the biggest thing about me when I was playing was like, oh, like, but your hands can cramp so easily if you just spam. Like you have to you have to get a flow for it and just like do constructive typing, I guess. I don't know. In clicks. You can't just spam because if you spam, bro, your fingers you're gonna get a bunch of hand problems so fast on that champion. Because that champion's dire if you play her like that. A lot of people do. Um, but yeah, I just remember items being a problem back in the day. I just need to close this out. But I remember items being a problem back then. It's just dire when like ever since like this mythic stuff's been going on, and even before I think the mythic stuff was happening. I think some things were wrong, but like I don't know. It's just like I don't know what's so hard about like, hey, this thing's overperforming. Like even Revenus Hydra. Before we even talk about it, this item was actually really good. Just no one built it. Like everyone kept on saying it sucked. Everyone was like, "Oh, why would he build this item on Zed?" It's like because lethality sucks, bro. It scales into late game. Funny thing about lethality is that you're actually encouraged to build it towards the end of the game to round out your percentage armor penetration, you know, and stuff. Which is like the funniest thing that people do not understand. And it's like Remus Hydra, it before it was even buffed, it just gave so much CDR, so much sustain, Omni Vamp, good clearing, good AoE presence in team fights of single damage. And then like what did they do when they buffed it this preseason was they just made it disgustingly broken. They made it so even if you space yourself so far, if you were 1 pixel too close, you take the full 50 or 60% damage. It's just like why? I don't know. I don't know. I honestly have no idea. Um, But yeah, it's like I don't know. Who am I talking to in this? It's just like they just need to nerf items way more and stop buffing because like I don't know what I said when they buffed Renus Hydra in the preseason patch, but like that was a gross overbuff. I'm not. If I didn't say anything, like if I didn't just say that is pretty broken or free stuff. If I said it was free, I'm just like wow, and that was it, good. But like if I didn't say anything, bro, I don't even freaking care, bro. Like so, let's move on. Renus Hydra. AoE splash damage was 60 to 30%, 80 for or melee range champions, and now it's 50 to 25% for melee and range champions. And they removed the Omni Vamp from stacks from 4% to removed. I'll be honest. I think it's so my gut still says it's a bit overpowered. I'll be honest. I don't know why like the biggest thing is I don't know why they even got rid of the cleave AOE damage. Um, I think I'm not sure about Dota, but Dota with whenever there's cleaves, they usually I don't know. They may have fixed that or changed that, but I think before it used to be adjusted based on distance, but I'm not sure. Maybe not. But like it still gets 20 AD from stacks. It costs 100 gold more, -5. Like it's pretty. I don't know. It depends. Is the splash damage more valued than the AD? I think the splash damage is just invaluable because then you Omni Vamp more, and the splash damage scales with AD. So it's probably still overpowered, honestly, for wave clearing and everything. I think you should just revert. Like I'm not joking. Just revert it back. Just revert it back to how it was. I don't even care. Like it was a fine item. It was just underbought. If you looked at the stats back in the day, like if you somehow have historical records, the stats on it were really good. Like it was never bought. So I don't. I still think this is slightly overtuned. If I were to nerf it more, bro, I would just make the Larry 40 and 20 and call it a day. Make it 40 and 20. I don't give a shit. It's too. You can even make this 30 and 15, and guess what, bro? People would still buy this shit. I don't even know. Sunfire Ages, combined cross was reduced by 100, and the health was increased by 100. I'll be honest, that's a pretty big buff. Right, definitely, because people have a hard time not building mythics first. They keep on thinking to build mythics first. When a lot of champions, like for example, in Shyvana, one strong build is building items such as Spear Sojin is the next broken item. I'm not saying it's already broken, but Spirit Sojourn has not been nerfed. That item is broken. Like a good build in Shyvana can literally be Spirit Sojourn and the Jack the Protein item. So like Sunfire Ages, I'm not sure if this item's good on jungle yet or top lane, but they definitely want you to build this item early if you're concerned as wave clear. And again, they buffed the HP by 100, which is pretty big. So I definitely see this item being built in jungle and top lane more first, especially in champions like Rammus have like shitty clears that they need the damage. So I think it's good. I think this is I think this is a fine change because this is not a mythic anymore, and it's just kind of like I think this is fine. It might be a little bit over buff, as in like maybe they should have not buffed the HP, but overall I think it's fine. If it's over buffed, you can easily just change that. Amumu, health growth, base stats was 89, now it's 100. That is a massive buff, I will say, because Mumu has very low HP because of his E passive reducing on hit damage, like auto attacks. I think he had such low HP, but now all of a sudden he has like an extra 200 HP, pretty much. So that's really good. Q Bandage Toss, mana cost was 30 to 50, now it's 40 to 60. Kind of sucks, but I think it's mostly a support nerf. I think in jungle it used to be like 50 to 60 or like 60 on rank 1. So it's still good because one of Mumu's biggest problems in jungle that was always keeping him back was the Q mana cost was too high. So if you were running the hyper efficient jungle by queuing across camps, you would just run out of mana and you have nothing to do. You couldn't gank a lane right away because you have no mana. I think you'll have mana now still. I'm not sure. I think so, but yeah, that's the only thing I'm concerned about. But I think it definitely nerfs support Mumu. Uh, they buffed the spares damage. The percentage it was 1 to 1.6. Now it's 1 to 2% of the max HP, and Tantrum was 85 to 185. Now it's 80 to 200. I'm not sure if maxing WE is better second. I think W is probably better because of just consistent damage, and it depends on the monster caps. It might be better also if because of mana cost. I honestly forget, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I think Despair is better max first. I think I I'm scared of max this first now because the mana cost is so high. I think you're supposed to max like honestly like W then Q then E or W E Q. It might be correct as max W E and then as max Q last honestly. Um, Cho'Gath. I wish they buff Cho'Gath and Malphite, aka Chunky. I wish they buffed in jungle. They should honestly give their Malphite should have bonus damage on his W, and Cho'Gath should have bonus damage on his E. Both of them historically were junglers back in the day. They used to be Cho'Gath and Malphite used to be insane junglers. Cho'Gath used to be insane because of sustain back when jungles destroyed you. Maybe he is good because of that fact. I'm not sure if he gets I think he does get the passive stacks from jungle. Maybe Cho'Gath is quite a bit better. I need to try out Cho'Gath jungle, but I still think his problem was the mid game, like Nico. He just doesn't have enough damage to kill these high HP camps. But because they spoilers, they're giving um bonus health and bonus armor and MR scaling to jungle pets, so maybe they'll be fine. I want to try. I need to try them out. Honestly, I want to see how they do. But again, a little bit bonus damage wouldn't hurt because again, I miss play. I liked playing Cho'Gath and Malphite jungle back then. I used to play them. A lot of people don't know that because I played them back before I really shot in popularity. I played them back in 2012. But I used to like them a lot. Malphite used to also be very strong because he had very good sustain because of his passive, but also his E used to slow dragons' attacks, which was very valuable back in the day as well. Um, so yeah, I just kind of wish they got back in the jungle, and and when back in the jungle, I mean buff tank. Don't make it so. Oh, I hate AP in these champions. I love tanks. I hate when people say AP AP AP. Um, so a passive for Shogas was 3.5 to 7.75 based on level. Mana restored now it's 4.7 to 9.5 based on level. It's not in health though, which kind of sucks. Base damage on Feral Scream was 75 to 275. Now it's 80 to 300. That's a nice buff for that. Hmm. RFE's cooldown was 80 seconds. Now it's 80 to 60 seconds. Also a pretty big buff. So um, pretty big. Oh, pretty big buffs. I like that, but I just kind of wish he got an E buff, like an on hit thing or something. Dr. Mundo got changed quite drastically. Base stats, base magic resist was lowered by from 32 to 29. Magic resist growth was 2.05, now it's 2.3. Base attack speed was 0.72, now it's 0.67. Attack damage gross was 3.5, now it's 2.5. So it's gonna be very weird playing because I'm so used to his attack animations. But maybe I always felt like he attacked a bit too fast, so it's kind of funny. Less attack damage growth for a reason, obviously, and um, they're making him scale better. They're nerfing his early game a little bit. Uh, I think at the end of the day, I think he has like the same MR, but it's just lower early. Passive, it was 7% of his HP loss when it proc you CC him. Now it's only 3%. When you get it back, it was 8% healing. Now it's 4% healing, and now it's less, so it's pretty much just less punishing. So if a Rek'Sai goes on you, you're not just gonna like your passive's not gonna help you die now, which is actually probably a good change actually overall. Max health regain per 5 seconds was 0.8 to 1.6 linear progression. Now it's 0.4 to 2.5 non-linear progression equal to at a level 11. So at level 11, you'll have the 1.6% and it'll get better from there. Overall, I think it's a good change. The early game, you can tough it out. It doesn't really matter that much. I like that. My cost on Q, because he has better sustain, I think the health cost on his Q was 50, now 60. This also hurts lane, as in like if he misses a cleaver on you, it's war punishing Mundo, which is good. Health W hurts Zapper. Health cost was 5% Crow's health, now it's 8%, so big investment. Um, Great health healed after not taking damage was 0%, now it's 50%. Um, I'm not sure what that means because I read this before. I think it means like if you are not near an enemy champion or something. Gray health healed after not taking damage. I'm gonna heal 0% of my great health. I don't know because like it's not like Tom Kench. You have to use it when it procs. You would heal. Gray health healed after not taking damage. I didn't take any damage. I'm gonna heal 50% of my gray health. What? I just don't get it because then it says damage stored as gray health was 25 to 45%. Now it's 80 to 95% based on level in the first. Based on level, I'm guessing the rank. I'm not sure about the because do they mean the level of Mundo or the rank of the W? In the first 0.75 seconds and 25% afterwards. Duration is 4 seconds. Now it's 3 seconds. Um, I'm guessing it's based on level. That would be a gross bad. That would be bad if they put that stuff. But yeah, the duration decrease is pretty bad. But it's very effective if you're pretty much stop using it for damage. You want to use this for burst. So like, I'm assuming it works on tower shots too. So like, I don't know. You just got hooked by Thresh. Get ready for that burst. I guess I'm not sure. Um, Gray health heal that are not taking damage. I did not take damage, so I'm gonna heal. Like I'm assuming it means because I think what would happen is if your W did not hit anything, you wouldn't even heal. So I think by default you will heal 50% HP if you do not. I think they got rid of the champ. I don't even know. I honestly don't know. They didn't explain that well at all. Passive AD ratio was 15 to 35% on Z, plus 25 to 45 based on missing HP. Now it's 2.5 to 4.5% maximum HP. Health cost was 10 to 15, now it's 20 to 60. Cooldown was 8 to 6, now it's 9 to 6. Bonus damage to monster was 200%, now it's 150%. So yeah, Mundo Jungle is actually insane. So I think they nerfed it because of this, but also because I think overall he has more base damage. I think early it's like the same, but as the games goes on, I think because spoiler, his ultimate doesn't give AD anymore, but now later on he gets more AD. I think this was to nerf his early clear a little bit slash um, keep him in line because he now all of a sudden has a lot of this AD all of a sudden that he just gets to keep. Like so now instead of only have 35 AD, a Mundo with 3,000 HP is gonna have whatchamacallit, like 135 AD, right? Right? Yeah. That's actually crazy. So yeah, they actually had to nerf this because that's a lot of AD. Oh my god. Our maximum dosage, missing health gained as maximum HP was 8 to 15%. Now it's 15 to 25%. That's a pretty big buff to ultimate. At rank 3, Munda's R healing effects are increased by additional 5% per enemy champion. Um, and R no longer gives bonus AD, so because it doesn't give bonus AD, they just made the healing even more, which is good. I like that a lot. I was the one thing I was I actually am kind of a fan of this because I was kind of skeptical at first, but I'm a fan of this change because Mundo Jungle is weird. Where like even playing Mundo is weird because he's not a threat until he ults. So people like you're not that urgent, or you can't even have urgency in fights until you ult. But then when you ult, you just get focused down. When the point of his ult is supposed to be, I'm getting focused, trying to bust out my, I don't know, whatever he pumps into his blood, okay, or whatever it is. Pump those chemicals in, and then, but then if he uses it and he only took, he was at 90% HP, all of a sudden he just gets focused and dies. So now, because his damage is all he just has it. You actually have to take care of him. Now you can't just be like, oh, it's ignore Mundo. Building Titanic Hydra on him is a lot better on all of a sudden because like now his autos are such a powerhouse even without the ultimate. And because before it's just like I would literally ult just to get a kill because it's like I need more AD to kill this guy. And I feel like that's kind of a fail because it's like it's not what Mundo's ult historically has been. It's never been like, oh, I'm gonna kill you. It's always been, oh, I'm dying. I'm gonna do this and bait you. It's not. I need to get this kill fast for the movement speed and shit. Like you can still use it for the movement speed. I think it's kind of a niche thing, but I don't think it happens as often because he already has a slow and stuff. But getting it for the AD, I think was very silly. I think this getting this removed was fine. One thing I don't know is it says the healing effects are increased by additional 5% per enemy champion. So let's say I hit 5 champions and have 25% healing. Does that mean I have 50% gained as maximum HP, or is the 25% increased by 25%? You know, I don't know. As in, like, it would be like what, like about like 30%, right? Like I don't know if that means what it means. I don't know. If I were to guess, I don't know. It actually annoys me. I don't like guessing. I don't like saying things when I don't know if it's true or not. Okay, Santi. Base health regen was 8.5, now it's 9.5. Health growth was 104, now it's 108. E footwork. Uh, E will now partially reset auto attacks in case on its base form. It will full auto attack reset while in all out form. What the heck's a partial auto attack reset? I don't know. I'm guessing it's all resets, but not as fast. Wall forgiveness. Adjusted E so that if Kasande is very close to dashing through a wall, he would not, now go through the wall. So I'm guessing that this was actually a bug because I think I've witnessed this where if you're like right next to the wall and you try to dash, I think you would dash. I'm not, or maybe it was like if you try to dash and you were right, like you were away from the wall, and you wanted to dash, and you like it wasn't like a perfect. I don't know, but regardless, that's good. Um, his win rate went up a lot. It's like 52% plus right now. I think that auto reset on his E is actually huge because when he uses it in lane and not to like protect someone, it's usually to be like offensive or dodge something. So like you can auto dash away auto. So it's like I don't know. That's pretty big. I also can buff jungle quite a bit too, maybe. But yeah, Kaysani jungle I think is also a very cool jungle to have. I try him out. He does all right, but he's a little bit slow, honestly. So I don't know. I feel like they should buff it. I don't know. I like his skin a lot. That's all I like about Kaysante. I like his skin, but I was thinking about Riot. They have so many cool junglers, like X junglers too, like Malphite and Cho'Gath. That were such cool junglers to jungle with as tanks. It's just like, how come the only good tanks are Sejuani, which is like the only tank that actually takes aftershock because her scaling sucked for Conqueror, or like something like a Mumu or Zac, but they build Conqueror. And I don't know. I just wish there was more junglers to have that are tanks. It's kind of sad. I miss playing. I actually really miss playing. Like honestly, a Kha'Zix only picked the Malphite jungle. It kind of makes me sad. It says it's like, oh, let me pick Sejuani because she's like the only tank that can do anything against an assassin. I don't know. They really. That's one thing I would do with League Two. They need to put more freaking tanks in the jungle, bro. And it wouldn't be that problematic because they came in proc Heartsteel and they can't even use grass. But how's it a problem? I don't know. Casting Null Sphere shield strength on his Q was 60 to 180. Now it's 80 to 200. Um, but they lowered the AP ratio from 40% to 30%. So more strength early, 20 on all ranks. Shield spawn speed. Shield is granted when the Q projectile leaves Caston's hand. Now it's shield is granted when Q is cast, so a little bit faster. Um, E Force Pulse cooldown was 5 seconds. Now it's 21 to 13 seconds. The spell normally requires a certain number of stacks in order to be cast. Ally and enemy spell cast nearby nearby reduce casting's E cooldown by 1 second. I remember casting's E. It doesn't like this anymore. It used to be like you could cast it after X amount like cast, but you can get like it mega juiced. I don't think you can get it mega juiced anymore. This is what I think helps them push lanes out more, right? Because I don't think you could cast this at all. So now you can also push lanes more without his ultimate, which is pretty big. I feel like Caston's win rate's gonna rocket up now because now you can use his E to wave clear when before he had to like R the wave, right? And that might make him vulnerable to ganks before, but now all of a sudden the one thing that would make him vulnerable to ganks isn't actually an issue. So I actually think this was a ginormous buff to Caston. It would not surprise me if this champion's overpowered right now. I said something funny before 2 days ago when I read this, the alley. I was like, "Yep, here's Caston. We can't have one patch where he isn't good." I'm not joking. This champion's always buffed if he's ever slightly underperforming. Kane passive the Darkened Scythe. Shadow Assassin bonus damage was 8 to 30% based on level. Now it's 13 to 40%. E Shadow Step Healing. They just gave it a from 35% bonus AD to 45% bonus AD. This also improves Rost healing as well, I believe. Not just Shadow Assassin, so it's a big buff to Rost as well. And He can be a buff to even general fights because again, when you get Conquer stacks, you heal more. But yeah, then people just rebuffed his passive because he was overpowered back in the day when champions had less HP. Then they nerfed him. Then they did the durability update. So I guess they just rebuffed it. I think before it was like 15 to 45% though on the passive damage. So I don't know. Some people are just gonna keep on voicing concerns about this, like where they keep saying that Rise is rebuffing damage. I'll be honest, maybe they are. Maybe it's the wrong direction. Maybe they need to nerf scaling in the game. Maybe they just need to nerf. But then if you nerf scaling, then you make tank items strong. I don't know. If I was going with the tactic of if an assassin is dealing too little damage or something, just buff their damage, I guess. But instead of just like, hmm, maybe other champions are doing too much damage, and because base damage in this game is just so standardized that we need to maybe just go back and like rewrite the whole base stats of champions, like the base damages, like put a new medium for fighters and assassins. Maybe we need to reduce the damage items do. I don't know. I don't know. That's not my job, so I don't really care. Lilia Q damage decreased. It was 35 to 85. Now it's 40 to 80. Outer Edge true damage was 35 to 95. Now it's 40 to 80. So yeah, your first clear isn't affected at all, which is good because you won't have any items anyway. It's actually buffed slightly because you have 5 more damage, 10 more damage actually if you hit the Q. Because it's doubled. The damage is doubled. So yeah, it's actually a bigger nerf than it seems because all of a sudden Lilia isn't doing a bonus 15 true damage late game with her base stats. Um, it's probably fine because again, but it kind of shoehorns her into she has to take Conquer. Funny fact, as I've been taking Conquer even when she was a range champion, but now people only do it when she's melee. When it was already like her best rune before. Dark Harvest was only good on her if it's a pub stomp game. Um, Red buff is an interesting thing. I wonder the impact of red buff, how much stronger the slow is. I actually forget. That's one thing that annoys me about League is like, I don't know some of these things, like how strong is red buff slow, because they don't tell you in the game. If you mouse over red buff, it just says your attacks will slow the target and you'll gain HP. And it's just like, how much? It doesn't say. Sorry, I might be talking loud. It's like 1:49 a.m. So I'm sorry. But sorry. I, I get annoyed that it doesn't say how much. Um, I don't think I'm talking loud. When I have this on, it feels like I'm talking loud. The Mock Embrace first item is also very strong in Lilia. I actually think it's probably our best item even still, because the Mock Embrace, unlike Leandri's, does not have its damage cap is like double Leandri's. I think it's like 180 or something. Leandri's has like a 120 damage cap or like 90. The Monk Embrace has like it's like the Monk Embrace has like a super high. It's like more than double damage cap than Leandri's, and it gives HP. So and because you're a jungler, you don't need mana, right? And because mana was also reduced on Lilia, you really don't need Leandri's, at least early. So get the Monk Embrace first. All of a sudden, you're tankier. The Kazakhs you're versing cannot kill you, and you can honestly just go full tank. You can go Leandri's, Ione boots, Frozen Heart, or something, and you're good. You can even go probably even Everwinter or whatever it's called. Honestly, that might be a good item on Lilia. I actually need to look at that. That's actually a good idea because she's melee. That's crazy. I don't know how she's a melee. She's not melee. She can attack so far away. I don't know how she's melee, but whatever. That's really weird, honestly. Malphite magic damage was buffed by uh, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and the uh, armor ratio was 30%. Now it's 40% armor. Mana cost was 50 to 70. Now it's 50 outer ring. So that's good. You max the second typically, so yeah, that's good. Maybe you max it first in jungle. I'm not sure what you max in jungle first. Maokai, Paukai, Paukai. I was gonna say Paukai. Maybe because of the cats. I don't know. Maokai. So they change the champion every patch because they're like, dude, we have to make Maokai good. We have to make him broken. We have to make him broken again and played for 4 years like before. I think that annoys me. It's like they make Maokai a jungler, but they don't when he was a jungler historically. But it's like, what about these other champions? Like, is it really that hard of a job? I don't think so. Like, bro, just slap on some bonus damage to monsters and you can call it a day. Instead, we have bonus damage to monsters on Zed and Darius, and like, even if you're not jungling, all of a sudden objectives melt because even though they're top and middle lane, like, oh, Darius can tax your Gromp. Oh, but that's probably nerfed now. But like Zed can, but like Darius and Zed can like kill Rift Herald and Baron and stuff so fast. So I don't know. The healing on it was just increased from 4 to 10% maximum HP base level from 4 to 12%. Q was buffed in base damage from 65 to 245 to 70 to 270, so more base damage in general, and the bonus damage was buffed from 80 to 160 to 120 to 200. That's what I'm talking about, bro. I was like, bro, where the heck's Cho'Gath's bonus 120 damage? Like Q or something. Like, where's that shit from Cho'Gath? I don't know. I don't know. Where's Chunkies? I don't know. Mordekaiser, passive Darkness Rise. Damage capped to monsters was 180, now it's 228 to 164 based on level. Passive proc on monsters. Generates a stack on all monster hits. Generates a stack on large monster hits. This apparently also wasn't fixed. People are saying it isn't fixed yet. It's kind of funny because maybe that's a consequence of them not fixing this when it was being a thing before, where this was actually a bug, and they never fixed the bug. So now I don't think they know how to fix the bug because they took like a year plus to do anything about it. Like this, Mordekaiser's passive proc on all monsters was a bug, and they never went and fixed it. So yeah, it was some system change, and I don't think they can find out what the heck they changed. Um, the passive was also really broken. I think it's broken because um, instead of the burn damage, the percentage damage is now 20% more. So I think like he's just doing so much raw damage to monsters. One thing also in this patch, I think also nerfs Mordekaiser and like other junglers in general, is that you used to deal 20% bonus damage to epic monsters, which is kind of weird. So now you don't. So now all of a sudden these objectives won't melt. All of a sudden, I think Mordekaiser and all these other champions were killing objectives way too fast because of all these percentage damage just scaling. Shyvana finally got nerfed, which is good. Shyvana had a 3.5% of the target's maximum HP on hit when you hit your E on a target. Like, hit your E, if you auto, then Q, it'd be 3.5, then 3.5 times 2. Now it's only 3%. I'll be honest, I kind of wish they even lowered it more or something, but then buffed her AD ratios. Because I miss playing AD Shyvana a lot. I miss going Trinity Force, Blade King, full tank. That stuff was fun. But nowadays, it just seems like you just go like just full tank or damage tank kind of. Again, I feel like Spirit Soldier and that protein helmet is just broken on her. I'm not even sure why they buffed the protein item. Honestly, that purple helmet, because that item was already strong. Then they buffed it, and now it's like obviously a problem. I don't know why they buffed it right away. I don't know, because like people were just complaining, oh, I can't you proc it on champions. It procs to randomly. It's like it's not about the damage it deals. The damage it deals is so insignificant. The reason you buy it is because of the tankiness it gives you. It's literally just a tankiness. Cyan base mana was 330, now it's 400. Mana gross was 42, now it's 52. That's a lot of mana, by the way. It's probably because he has to delay his Frozen Heart by one whole item, because before you build Sun Pride, you just Frozen Heart or something. But now he has to build like 2 items and then Frozen Heart, so this is why that change is happening. Q just swinging smash, base damage was 30 to 110, now it's 40 to 120. Syndra was dealing too much damage apparently, and 2 low cooldowns. Transcendence upgrade bonus damage was 15%, plus 1.5% per 100% AP. Now it's 12% plus 2% per 200. Oh no, 100 AP. Um, wait. Hello? Oh, okay. Um, it's 2 o'clock. You scared me. Yeah. E. I'm not scared. I'm like, what the? E. Scour of the week. Cooldown was 13 seconds. No, 15 seconds. Now it's 17 seconds. Damage was 75. Now it's 235 plus 55% AP. Now it's 75 to 235 plus 45% AP. So the scaling went down by 10% AP. Bug fixes. Fix the bug where upgrading Q could reset cooldown. That's a very niche bug. I don't think people probably abuse that one. Tom Kench is getting changes. All that's changed was that his passive has a 2 plus 2% AP per 100% bonus health ratio. So if you build like 100 AP, um, you'll have. I think that the bonus health scale is better or something. I hate these AP builds. Tongue slap, tongue lash. Right, I call it tongue slap. The AP damage was 9%. Now it's 100% AP ratio. Self heal was 10. Now it's 30. Hello. Um, no, not 30. So it was 10 to 30, and then the missing health was buffed. It was 3 to 5% missing health. Now it's 5 to 7% missing HP. W Abyssal Dive. Magic damage was 100 to 240. They didn't change that. All they changed was the AP ratio was 125% AP. Now it's 150% AP. Thick Skin E. Damage stored was 13 to 45%. Now it's 15 to 47%. So slight buff. Increased damage stored as great health was 40 to 50%. Now it's 42 to 50%. So slight buff again. R Devour. Magic damage was increased. Now has a 7% plus 7% per 1% AP of the target's maximum HP. So if you build AP, you deal more percentage damage with his ult. And now the shield lasts 2.5 it was lasts 2.5 seconds after Devour ends. Now it decays by 50 health per 0.25 seconds after Devour has ended until gone. So I think the shield can actually be quite big. So is that even a nerf? Bye, I love you too. I'm not sure how much it can heal. I think it might be a buff, but it's also kind of a nerf. I think because I don't know. I think I would even say it's kind of a like my gut says it's a nerf because if you're getting bursted, maybe it's a buff. It's a nerf if you're getting focused, but it's a buff if you run away and they're not attacking you anymore. Trundle base attack speed was 0.67, now it's 0.60 or zero point 0.6. Uh, our subjugate percentage damage was 20 to 35%, now it's 20 to 30%. That ultimate is still too strong. This ultimate was buffed like 3 times in a row. They didn't even make this back down to 50%. I'm sorry, this thing is too broken. Or nerf the armor and MR steel. I hate the armor and MR steel. It's like the worst part of the ultimate. The base attack speed. I really wonder how much of this is going to affect his clear and stuff and trading because he's all about auto attacking. So if this hurts him a lot, I'm happy. I hate Trundle as a champion. Trundle is really the champion where like, oh, tanks are seeing play finally in ranked. Oh my god, well here's Trundle, and then all of a sudden he just wins like 60% of games against tanks. It's just like I hate Trundle. He doesn't. I hate that champion a lot. This is unfun. Passive Yumi was 14 to 6 seconds. That was 18 to 6 seconds based on level. Our final chapter was 0.75 second root. Now it's 1.25 seconds. Pretty big nerfs overall in Yumi. It's actually pretty big in our lane, pretty big in our all inning. So yeah, it's good. Um, Zach healing per chunk was 4 to 6.25% based on R rank. Now it's 4 to 7% based on R rank. So slightly, when you get like level 6, 11, and 16, it's slightly buffed by 0.75 each rank. Q stretching strikes was 15 to 9 seconds. That was 14 to 8 seconds. So kind of a big buff because, well, first off, base damage was 40 to, so pretty much all he did here was to give it was 2.5% of Zach's maximum HP as damage. Now it's 4% maximum HP. Um, Pretty big buffs because one of Zach's problems is early game and his cooldowns are too long. So anytime they buff Zach's cooldowns where they lower it, it's really good. And on top of that, they buff the damage. So pretty good. I like that because Zach's early game is just atrociously bad and it's very annoying. Again, like Zach's one of those champions where like there's so much counterplay to him. He's too fair. Um, Dude, I don't know if I want to read this shit, but bro, they again, all you need to know is they lowered shit. They made her scale a bit better. They gave her a little bit better base HP and stuff. Um, Bro, I don't feel like reading this shit for like the 100th time. I really don't. Like they're nerfing her movement speed. I don't care, bro. Like the attack range on her Q was lowered from 825 to 750 because she was too safe. Um, Conversion of excess attack speed to bonus AD was 60%. Now is now 70%. Physical damage was 8 to 20. Now it's 15 to 27. Um, the AD ratio was increased a little bit early, so now it hits a bit more to last hit better early. Damage type in ultrasonic laser was magic. Now it's physical, which is actually a very good change because that damage was bonkers. And I can actually build against it properly. Um, what else did I do? They buffed the AD ratio quite a bit though, by 30%. Lowered AP though, which is good though. Cast time was 2.5% x attack time. Now it's 0.55 to 0.3 seconds based on attack speed. I don't know what that means. I mean, I just wish you said like it's this much slower. Like I don't know. I'm too lazy to think right now. Missile speed was increased from 220 to 2500. Beam cast time was 0.75. Now it's 0.85 seconds. So now you have a longer time to get out of the way if it gets boosted or juiced or whatever. Um, Sprite Surge cooldown was lowered a little bit early. New for 5 seconds after using her E, Zera gains lightning rounds or a Q burst fire will deal additional magic damage to the first enemy hit, also only the first. Um, Bonus magic damage to first target hit with lightning rounds was 20 to 28. It's now 20 to 28, 20% AP, 12% bonus 80. This damage is increased by up to 65% based on Zeri's critical strike chance. Um, Lightning rounds pierce damage fall off after first target hit was 60 to 100%. Now it's 80 to 100%. That's pretty good focus fire damage. Vision while sliding in terrain was 850. Now it's 1500 units. What do I feel about that? I don't know. Is this more information? I guess they're okay with that. I don't know. Not sure how I feel about that. Um, that's a lot. That's a big range. So I don't know how I feel about that. That's one thing that annoys me. Is some things in this game, it's hard to tell when things give vision when don't. Like Victor's laser gives a ginormous laser vision on his E, for instance, but Ezreal's R doesn't. Like, how are you supposed to know these things? Like, it's that's like the one jarring thing about the game is like, how can you tell what things give vision, and like because like, how many people know that Victor's E gives vision in a giant like as if it's a champion? How many people know that Ezreal's R only gives vision like around it, not it won't see like I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about this because like I just think there's a weird issue with like the rules of vision and abilities. Um, Zeri's overcharge attack no longer deal 5 to 15% damage on hit, so no more relying on ultimate, which is probably good. Chain lightning range was 450, now 650. Cast on cast magic damage was increased by 25. Bonus AD ratio increase and AP ratio increase. Um, so I did. So now it's if Zeri's R hits at least one enemy champion, Zeri gains 10% movement speed, 30% attack speed, and chain shots for 5 seconds. Hitting enemy champions with Q or audio attacks refreshes buff by 1.5 seconds. Note this buff can be extended to be longer than its original duration. Um, you can extend it before. Um, Hitting enemy champions grants Zeri 1 stack, 3 stacks for critical strikes of overcharge for 1.5 seconds. Zeri gains 0.5 movement speed for each stack of overcharge, stacking infinitely. So yeah, really encouraging her crit build over like Titanic builds, which is a really good change. I'm not sure if that's actually a change because they're not acting like how if it they're not crossing out. So I'm like, oh, this is how it works now. This is like they don't have blah 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 blah. This is not how it is. This is what it is. I'm guessing. I think this is new. If this is new, um, good, because I it encourages to build the crit build instead of like Titanic and shit. Well, another thing that's good is now instead of refreshing the full duration with one pellet, it's only by 1.5 seconds. This I hate infinite second ults because I think they're just poorly done. Like maybe they're fine, but like they're just poorly done. Like oh, Olaf has 1.1 second left on his ultimate. Oh, he hits one guy. All of a sudden he has a full ult. It's just like I hate it. I hate that stuff. But like this seems a lot better overall. I like this a lot more because you have to commit to it. Because when you proc it, it's only 5 seconds, and you have to make sure you go in. So overall, I think this is good. I also feel like she's less ult dependent now, which is actually really good. So I like it. She can be in front. She plays more like a traditional AD carry. She has the possibility in longer fights to go super fast still, but she has to build that late game. So I actually think surprisingly I think all these changes are actually very good. There's more counterplay to her. Her range isn't oppressive. She really discouraged to build Titanic at all. Um, Overall, I think it's good. I think these changes are actually really good changes. I actually think this is like the Zeri will have. Maybe it'll be very small tune-ups there, but I think overall these are very good changes. So, yeah, after like a whole year, pretty much, we finally fixed Zeri. Good job. Um, Jungle Companions damage was lowered by four damage, so it was used to be 20 damage. Now it's 16. But now they have a but so yeah, they used to have 4% bonus health scaling. Now it's only 3%. However, now they scale with 10% bonus armor and 10% bonus mag resist, so that's pretty good. Um, what we call it? Uh, After the first evolution, jungle companions will consume 2 bonus treats on large monster kills and receive the associated benefits. Bonus tree gold is 50, now it's 35 gold. I'm not sure how many bonus treats you get a game. That's actually something I don't know. Yeah, and this is where they remove this. The 20% bonus damage provided by companions no longer works on epic monsters. Yep, this was honestly probably unintended. Or like this, they just don't know what they're doing. Um, yeah, that's good because this goes against their whole thing where they want epic monsters to be contested, not bursted. Jungle Camp's Gromp attack range was 175, now it's 150, so you can kite it better. Prison Raptor attack range was 300, now it's 200, so you can kite it better. Leash range centers have been offset from camp spawn location, giving more space for chimps to move and kite. It's still a circle. I think I just don't understand why they don't custom make paths like Dota has custom paths where like they can be like this. Like I don't know why they don't do that, but okay. The jungle experience multiplier was increased as the game goes on, levels 1 through 9. Um, Jungle is apparently getting too much gold and being too much strong of a role. It's still probably really good though because I don't think this nerf is the biggest deal, especially because of more of this buff here. But although you could say it's too strong because it was bursting jungle camps, it was having too much I don't know, power on the game, I guess, where they could just like burst the jungle the objectives, and if the jungler was popping off, you just lost because the objectives died too fast. But now, even though they have less gold now, essentially, um, the XP was fixed to now make it so because it was unintended because of how they changed experience. You were actually getting less experience as the game goes on, but now you'll actually get more. So now instead of being underleveled but having a lot of gold, you'll have a balance of being decently leveled and a good amount of gold. So I still think it's probably really strong, if not maybe even stronger, because levels are so strong because your abilities go up, your base damage goes up, you get so many stats every time you level up. Um, Objective planning, scoreboard voting disabled. Clicking on objective timer will no longer initiate objective votes and instead just display the timer information in chat. I think that's very good. Vote timing, because I hate that. Vote timing adjusted the earliest time players could start voting for objective from 90 seconds before objective spawns to 75 seconds. Um, that's good because yeah, it's hard. Things can change quite fast. I think that's fine. The vote to contest an objective will no longer automatically begin 30 seconds before an objective spawns. I think that's good because again, like maybe you don't want to take it, so it's like, oh, it spawns, but like it's not going to take it. Do you vote no or vote yes? Because if you vote no, they're going to think, oh, we don't take it in general. So yeah, I think this was actually kind of bad. So good they did that. ARM Clash, don't care. Mythic content. Uh, so competitive rune recommender. So now you'll be recommended runes if you have no idea what you're doing, which is good. The 5 preset rune pages have been removed. I think that's actually ginormous because if you did not select a rune page, I think it would just give you one of the shitty preset pages. But now I think if you don't pick a rune page for some reason, it would literally just pick whatever the heck the top recommended build is on a champion. So I picked Viego. Oops, I screwed up my runes. I didn't click on Conquer. It was unfinished rune page. Oh, it would give me Dark Harvest Viego. Now I think if I screw it up, it will give you just like the Conquer Viego, and because it's like the recommended thing. At least I think that's what that means. Um, that's very good. I wonder how this works for new accounts because new accounts they can't actually select rune pages. So I'm guessing it'll just actually like when you because like I I played on some I've been leveling up some accounts, right? And the rune pages they give you are shit. So now it's like when you play Tristana bot, instead of having like some shitty rune page, will actually give you like what people use. If so, that's very good because I think that's dire. Because like a champion can be drastically weaker or stronger depending on the rune page you're using, which is the harsh reality of the game. Um, Yep. So yeah, players have a free temporary rune page that is a recommended rune page that would be override each champ select. Um, Yep. So it also comes with optional summer spell recommendations. Pick order swapping. You can swap your pick order. I guess that's fine. I wonder if people are gonna annoy or grief over it. Probably not though. Um, I don't know. If you were to ask me if I want to be first or fifth pick, I don't know, man. Maybe it just depends on the team. I don't know. I think that's fine. Um, and 5 seconds left in the phase. The progress will be canceled. I don't care about that stuff. I already read this, so I'm kind of like whatever about it. They changed some champion select font and text changes for consistency. Allies 1 through 5 have been renamed to Gromp, Merc, Wolf, Raptor, Krug, and Scuttlecrab to improve clarity around who is speaking champ select. I think that's very cute. Hey Gromp, are you gonna pick this? Merc Wolf, can you like? I think that's kind of funny. I think that's kind of funny. That's very cute. I think that's good. AFK threshold in ARAM was 120 seconds. Now it's 90 seconds. I didn't get Honor 5. I'm surprised I didn't get Honor 5. I was one checkpoint away. Oh well, I don't play Malzahar anyway. Um, there's not a sort by favorites option, but well, there always has been. But now, if you always sort by favorites, like same 8 champions, it will stay on sort by favorites instead of having to click on sort by favorites every game. So it'll stay there. If you don't have a sort by favorites, it'll still be sort by champions in alphabetical order. Um, ping sizes have been reduced. The improved clarity of the push ping visual effects. Polish the ping ripple visual effects and visual fidelity of the icons. Updated the stance so that its bleed will no longer interrupt recalls. That is Jordan Trinormous. It's not just a quality of life. That is a Jordan Trinormous buff that stands for efficiency reasons. Imperium's pikes are distortion and visual effects will not show when Icani disabled. Fix the bug where champions icons were briefly flicker on the minimap at the last lone location when they're exit the fog war and elsewhere. This bug keeps coming back. They have to keep fixing this. This bug has been fixed like 3 times. Do I feel like reading this shit? Like I already read this shit. Oh, this is good. Fix the bug where Skarner's W would reset an in progress basic attack. I think this has always been a thing. But yeah, when I played Skarner, something felt clunky about him. I think this was probably it. Um, what else? Fix the bug where Jack shows percent armor and MR increase would not correctly calculate with other armor and MR increases, so I think it's a buff. Um, it would Jack show would generate stacks of Voidborn resilience after her champion's death. Would it actually proc? Maybe it would proc. That'd be funny. Um, um, Fix the bug that calls Kaysante's bonus armor, and MR from sources like Hullbreaker to not reduces cooldown. Fix the bug that calls Kaysante to temporarily lose Hullbreaker's bonus stats while casting an R. That's a big bug. That there's so many big bugs with Kaysante where he would just be so squishy when he was not supposed to be that squishy. Fix the bug that calls Raven's voiceover to not correctly play when catching his access with Q. Good, he can shut up. Um, Fix the bug that caused jungle camps to not properly aggro some units like Shaco's boxes or Elisa's spiralings. I noticed this. I played at least in a practice game before. Yeah, or rather, my girlfriend did. They weren't aggroing on the spider, so that was probably a really bad bug that was actually impacting their win rate, especially at least where you actually want the spiders to tank for you. Nico's voice lines were not playing. Program Camilla's VOs were playing globally for allies and enemies if she was outside of Flag War. Um, there's a bug right now that wasn't fixed. I didn't report it, but if Kaysante's in a game, like I was leveling up an account, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I was literally just like a clicking to the fountain, and because that's how you can level up bot accounts. Like you just go into bot game, and you just feed your ass off, just keep on a clicking into the enemy team, and I just kept dying, and I kept hearing Kaysante go, this is just like the time with the armadillo. Like I literally heard him say like 8 times in the same game, and I just see him walking, or he just respawned. He's walking. Like he would just say it randomly. Like they didn't fix that. I didn't report it though, so whatever. That's it, guys. Yep. Bye.